Good morning, boys and girls. This is Miss D with your skills lesson for today. Let's take a look at what we're going to learn. We'll segment and blend two-syllable words with up to 6 sounds. We'll make oral sentences with pronouns he, she, it, I, and you, and match them in written sentences. And we'll read the story Dark Clouds and When and answer comprehension questions. Let's take a look. First, we're going to clap out the syllables, or you can use your chin dip strategy. Our first word is sunset. Repeat after me, sunset. Now, we're going to sound the words out, touching our fingers to our thumbs. Here we go. S, n, s, t. Sunset. How many sounds were there in the word sunset? Right, there were 6. Let's look at the next word. Repeat after me. Book bag. Book bag. How many syllables are in the word book bag? Right, there's 2. Now, let's sound out the word touching our fingers to our thumb. Ready? Go. K, g. Book bag. How many sounds were in the word book bag? Right, there were 6 sounds. Let's get ready for the next word. Repeat after me. Cupcake. Cupcake. How many syllables were in this word? Right, there were 2 syllables. Now, touching our fingers to our thumbs, let's sound the word out together. Cupcake. Cupcake. How many sounds were there in the word cupcake? Right, there were 6. Next one. Hornets. Repeat after me. Hornets. How many syllables in the word hornets? Right, there are 2. Now, let's sound the word out by touching our finger to your thumb. Hornets. Hornets. How many sounds are there in the word hornets? Right, 6 sounds. Now let's do the next one. This is the last one. Repeat after me. We're going to clap out the syllables. Hanger. Hanger. How many syllables were there in the word hanger? Right, there were 2 syllables. Now, touching our fingers to our thumb, we are going to sound out the word. Here we go. Hanger. Hanger. How many words were in the word hanger? Right, there were 5. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. Now we're going to practice with some pronouns. We have the words she, he, it, I, and you. Let's read the first sentence. The princess scratches her leg. What is the noun in the sentence? Right, the princess. And what word could I replace princess with? She. Let's write it out. She scratches her leg. Repeat after me. She scratches her leg. Number 2. Our town is large. What is the noun in the sentence? Right, our town. What would I replace our town with? Right, I would use the word its. Repeat after me. It is large. Good job, guys. Number 3. The prince has a loud voice. What is the noun in the sentence? Right, the prince. What pronoun could I use to replace the word prince? You got it, he. Let's check it out. Repeat after me. He has a loud voice. Number 4. Francis asked his dad, can blank ride the horse? What word should Francis use if he's talking about himself? Because Francis is a noun, so what should he use? I, because he's asking about himself. Let's see. Repeat after me. Francis asked his dad, can I ride the horse? Dad said, yes, Francis, blank, ride the horse. Who's the noun in the sentence? You're right, there is more than one because there is dad, but dad is referring to Francis. So what word, if dad is saying Francis can do something, should he use? Right. He's going to say the word you. So let's read it together. Repeat after me. Dad said, yes, Francis, you can ride the horse. Take out this activity page and write your name and date on it. What you're going to do is you're going to look at this paper and you're going to look at what they already underlined for you and put the correct pronoun on the line. So number 1 says, Vince is a good catcher. They said Vince was the noun. So what pronoun will be used to replace Vince? Right, we would use the word he. The mouse is on the fence. They underline the mouse, saying this is the noun. What word will we use? He, she, or it? Right, we would use the word it. Number 3, the prince had goose for dinner. They underline the prince. Which word will we use? Right, we would use the word he. Number 4, the horse ran in the race. They underlined the horse. What word will we replace the horse with? Right, it. Number 5, Mom has a red blouse. They underlined mom as the noun in the sentence. Which word could we use to replace the word mom? Right, we can use the word she. Number 6, Gran knit socks for her grandkids. They underlined Gran. So what word could they use to replace Gran? Right, they could use she. Today we'll read a story called Dark Clouds and Wind. The story is about the Spencers, or about what the Spencers do when they see dark clouds off to the west. Vocabulary. Basement. A part of a house or a building that is below ground level. For example, my family stores lots of boxes in the basement. Shutters. Outside covers for a window that open and close like a door. For example, Dad closed the shutters when it was windy outside. Darts. Runs or moves quickly or suddenly. For example, the football player darts down the field to catch the ball. Dark clouds and wind. The next morning when the Spencers wake up, the sun is out. Larks sing in the treetops. Socks and pants hang on the line. It seems like the perfect chance to have a picnic. The Spencers sit down next to the house and munch on their lunch. As they finish up, Mr. Spencer glances up and sees dark clouds off to the west. The smile on his face fades. "What's the matter?" Jill asked. "It looks like there's a storm off to the west," says Mr. Spencer. The clouds get darker and the wind picks up. "I don't like the look of it," Mr. Spencer says to his wife. Let's pack up and take the children down into the storm shelter, just to be safe." The Spencers pick up their picnic things. They stuff the food in the picnic basket. Grace grabs the cups and napkins. They take the basket down into the storm shelter. The storm shelter is like a basement. It is a safe place where the Spencers can take shelter in a storm. Once they are down in the shelter, Mr. Spencer starts to lock up the shutters. "No," Grace shouts. "Not yet. Pepper's still out there." Mr. Spencer darts out of the shelter to get the dog. Soon he is back. He is dripping wet, but he has Pepper in his arms. Go ahead and take out this page and write your name and date. Number 1. What did Mr. Spencer see as they finish up lunch? As they finish up lunch, Mr. Spencer sees dark clouds off to the west. What do the Spencers do when the clouds get darker and the wind picks up? The Spencers pack up their picnic things and go to the storm shelter. What is a storm shelter? The storm shelter is a safe place where the Spencers can take shelter in a storm. It is like a basement. And there's supposed to be another period right after basement. Miss D made a mistake there, so make sure you put a period on yours. What did Grace shout as Mr. Spencer started to lock up the shutters? As Mr. Spencer starts to lock up the shutters, Grace shouts, "Not yet, Pepper's still out there." Remember, because I'm taking a direct quote that someone said, I have to write quotation marks. So make sure you write your quotation marks. This completes today's skills lesson. Great job today. Make sure you send a picture of your work to your teacher. See you tomorrow.